Hey there, Facebook. It's Laurie Forster, the wine coach, and I'm here with my friend Carmen Meyer from Tennessee Beef. She's going to kick it off in a few minutes, but we want to just give you guys a minute or two to hop onto the broadcast. We are excited because we're going to be doing a wine pairing with the easiest, most delicious summer dinner. Carmen, I've seen you demo this before and had it, and it's really delicious. So I'm excited once we get going for them to, just find something you can do in 20 minutes or so when you get home from work, right?
Yes, this is a very easy recipe, and you can even prep some of these components ahead of time. We're making a tangy beef stir fry, and yeah, the sauce is so good in this. I've made it several times since we were last together and cooked this, but it's just sweet chili sauce, some reduced sodium soy sauce, and rice vinegar, and a little bit of fresh ginger. And I'm telling you, yeah, the flavors are just phenomenal and perfect for easy summer dinner. And that wine that you picked out is the perfect match for this. I love a good red wine, I'm excited for you to share that.
And it's going to be a great summer red for any of your grilled meats or things that you have going on. So this is going to be a versatile wine you want to bring into your summer wine rack. But yeah, I know we have people that are waiting for us to get going. So Carmen, kind of kick it off and let everybody know what we're doing.
All right, sure thing. So this recipe is from beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Their tangy beef stir fry. And as I mentioned, very easy. You can pull this together in under 30 minutes. It does serve 4 people, and it features top sirloin steak. So this is just a lovely boneless steak. You can usually find it at most grocery stores. It's one of my favorite cuts of beef because it's so versatile, easy to find, and easy to work with. I mean, you can go in any direction with top sirloin steak, whether it's something like a stir fry or a more traditional dish. So just lots of range on that. And the important thing for this recipe is that we do want the steak to be about 1 inch thick, because then we're going to slice it into thin strips, which is great for a stir fry to get that nice thin cut. So I've already done that bit of work. Great. And I've also prepped my ramen noodles.
Yeah.
A small bundle of ramen noodles that we heated up. Toss it in a little bit of oil just to make sure that they don't stick. And then the other part of this recipe is some fresh vegetables. So we have some snow peas or sugar snap peas, either one works. I sliced them very thin, and then we have some red bell pepper strips, also sliced very thin. And for that sauce that we talked about, I'll show you how to make that very easy here. The rice wine vinegar. We're going to use 1/4 cup of this.
Awesome.
And that's easy to find at most grocery stores too. And our sweet chili sauce, we need 1/4 cup of this.
Sweet and sour.
That's right. You got the sweet, sour, a little bit of salty.
And if you guys have questions for Carmen, when she's cooking the beef, I may hop in, or at some point she's going to hand it over to me so I can talk about the wine. But right now, if you have questions for Carmen on the cooking demo or any of the ingredients, and later me with the wine, use the chat window, the comments, and let us know what you want to know.
So we just added 2 tablespoons of the reduced sodium soy sauce.
Nice. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it still has enough salt, I think, and especially with all the other flavors going on, we don't really need that extra sodium in here. So we'll just whisk this together, and then we're going to add a little bit of the sauce to these vegetables. We're going to add just a couple teaspoons to kind of marinate them, give it a little bit of flavor. And just set these off to the side while they do that. And then we are ready to start cooking our top sirloin steak. So
Awesome.
I have a non-stick skillet that I've added a little bit of oil to. And this is where it's going to go quick. You know, stir fry is usually very quick when you're cooking. So have all of your ingredients ready to go, prepped. And while we're waiting for this to heat up a little bit, all we have to do is toss our steak that we've sliced in a bowl. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of cornstarch. So just a tablespoon of cornstarch in with the steak to just coat it a little bit. And now we're going to use some fresh ginger. And I wanted to show everyone this little trick with the ginger. We use ginger root. And I always like to use a spoon to get the skin off. So instead of using your knife, a spoon works great because it's pretty thin and yeah, you don't have to use a lot of effort to get that skin off. So we just want 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger. So about an inch and a half piece of ginger. And once you get that skin off, we're ready to start grating it. And I always use like a microplane or a cheese grater works for this. And that bowl where we added our beef and our cornstarch, we're just going to add that directly in. Laurie, do you use fresh ginger a lot when you cook?
I do, and I like it in juices too. It's just such a fresh flavor that I usually use a peeler, so I love the spoon trick because that's a little bit sort of just a quick grab a spoon and go. And we swear by the microplaner. It is a must-have tool for so many things, cheese and ginger and all kinds of other things.
Yeah, with fresh zest.
Yeah, lemon zest, lime zest.
We just added that here with the cornstarch. Just quick toss. You can do this while that oil heats up. So again, this is just the top sirloin steak. And one of the great things about it is one of the many lean cuts of beef available at the grocery store. So you might be surprised to learn that 66% on average of the cuts of beef in the meat case are considered lean. They meet that USDA criteria for lean. So it's going to have good for you, very nutritious. And beef has 10 essential vitamins and minerals that we need on a daily basis. Protein, iron, zinc, choline, vitamin B6, B12, all kinds of great things that we need to fuel our bodies every day. So while we wait for this pan to heat up,
maybe
I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, maybe I'll quick tell them what the wine is. And then when you're done, we're going to talk about food and wine pairing, beef and wine pairing, and the specific pairing that we have here. But just so folks aren't getting too thirsty out there thinking about what to put with this, what we're actually suggesting with this is the Sagazio Sonoma County Zinfandel. This is from Sonoma County, California. Sagazio is a family-run winery, 5th generation now. An Italian immigrant, Eduardo Sagazio, started this in 1895, so they've been around a little while. And Zinfandel is really the quintessential California grape, if you think about it in a lot of ways. And what I love about this Zinfandel and for this pairing is Zinfandel always has this velvety texture, but also this really great jammy fruit that's going to stand up to all of the acidity to stand up to all of what's in that sauce, right? And any of the hints of spices, it's going to stand up to the meatiness of the dish. And it's just a great summer red for grilled burgers, steaks, and of course your sweet and sour stir fry. This one retails full bottle around $21.99. You can actually on wine.com buy half bottles of this as well, which I love. It's 2.5 glasses of wine. Those are around $15.99. If you like to just have a couple glasses and you don't want to be tempted to finish the bottle. Those are really nice to have around if you live alone or if it's just two of you. And consistently Best Buy 90+ point rated red coming out of Sonoma County. Spends 9 months in oak. So there is some oak here, but it's not an oak bomb by any stretch of the imagination. And I just love the velvety texture of this. And we've done this pairing before. It's not our first rodeo. When we did this last time, I just loved these two together. So last week when we did our salad with the rosé, right, we had a lighter food, so we did a lighter wine. Now we're having a little bit more hearty of a dish and a meal, and so we need a bigger wine to pair. And so the Sagazio Zinfandel matches my first rule of food and wine pairing: match the weight of the wine to the weight of the food. And then I'm excited to see you've got the steak on the grill there. Any tips on making sure you do it but don't overdo it on the meat?
Yes. So as I mentioned, this goes very quick. And important thing is that we want to leave some space in between our strips of beef. We don't want to overcrowd the pan because then it's just going to steam. We want space in between, and then it'll get a nice sear on it, but it'll only take 1 to 2 minutes because it's sliced so thin. And so just stand by, get ready to use your tongs to turn over your pieces, which I'm going to start doing now. And you'll see that it's starting to get nice golden brown sear on that side. But yes, we don't want to overcrowd the pan. So if you have maybe a smaller skillet or you can't fit all of the beef in at once, that's okay. Just do it in batches. So once this batch finishes, we're just going to put it into a small bowl, and then you could go ahead and cook your next batch.
Great. And one of the things I wanted to mention while you're doing that, the Sagazio wine, you'll notice, is labeled as a Zinfandel, as you can see in this beautiful writing here on the bottle. But the rules allow in California that any wine labeled as the name of the grape varietal, so Zinfandel, can have up to 25% of other grapes blended in. So 77% of this wine is the Zinfandel, but they round it out with some Petite Syrah, which is, big, gives it some tannic structure, some Carignan, and some Syrah. And those other grapes give it complexity of flavor, but also structure, and just kind of make this Zinfandel a step above, maybe if it was just all on its own. And so there is a science to blending grapes together, although we wouldn't call this, you could call it a red blend, but because of the predominance of Zinfandel and that being the specialty at Sagazio, it's being labeled as a Zinfandel. How's the beef?
It smells great because of all of that ginger.
I bet.
But I like that you mentioned the half bottle because that's definitely us here. And I think it's great when they offer that half bottle option. But this was probably one of my top Zinfandels that I've ever tried. So
nice.
Again, love the recipe.
It's one, just like you said with the sirloin, that you can always count on for that lean meat. It's one of those Zinfandels you just always know that's going to be great. This is kind of their base Zinfandel. So if you love this, Carmen, they have some single vineyards and some higher ends for maybe a special occasion or another meal that you're making that you definitely want to seek out and try.
All right. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
So I went ahead and took our cooked beef out of the pan. So again, if you're doing it in batches, continue cooking your beef. But once you have all of it cooked and in your bowl, then we are just going to turn the heat to about medium low and add the rest of our vinegar and sweet chili sauce, soy sauce mixture. And this will also go very quick. So about 30 to 60 seconds on that heat. It's going to thicken up a little bit. Not a whole lot. But that smells incredible. So we're going to let that thicken just a little bit, and then we're putting the beef back in.
Gotcha.
And that is it as far as the beef goes. I'll show you how to assemble that once we have this sauce ready.
Wonderful. And is the cornstarch, I can't say that, cornstarch, going to really give that some of the thickening that you'd want for the sauce as well?
Well, yes. So once we add our beef back in, that cornstarch, it is still there, and it'll help thicken up that remaining sauce. So we've got a nice low bubble on our sauce here, and it's been probably close to 60 seconds now. So we'll just toss that in. Let it just get coated. And we are ready to serve this. So the last time that we made this recipe, I did have a few people ask if they could cook the vegetables in with the beef, and that's fine. If you want to cook your veggies a little bit, you can certainly throw them in at this point and heat them as well. But actually with this one, or this recipe, we leave them raw, and you can just add them to your noodles. We're going to go ahead and actually just put the beef over our noodles.
Beautiful.
Nice and saucy. And then you can just garnish with those vegetables.
Beautiful.
Makes a nice colorful topping. Here to my spoon and just make a nice presentation of that. Serve this family style. You could even garnish with a little bit of chopped, like fresh green onion, sesame seeds.
I think that is going to make a lot of people in the family happy for many different reasons. Love that. Yeah. Thank you so much, Carmen. And as you can see now, this is a heartier dish. So we have our wine that's going to pair so beautifully with that beef and be able to stand up with all those bold flavors we have to the sauce as well. And so we went to match the weights, but we also thought about what was in the sauce when we were coming up with our pairing. I think hopefully we found a great wine that's under $25 that you can pair with this. Half bottle under 20 if you're going to go that route. And I definitely believe it's a perfect pairing for a summer dinner or even maybe a weekend summer lunch if you're looking for something a little bit heartier and hot. Definitely, we should post a link to your website and a link to the recipe in the comments. If you have that handy, Carmen, go ahead and throw that in the comment thread so everybody can go shopping this weekend, get everything they need. But as you can see, it's not a ton of ingredients, which I really do love.
Yeah, very, very easy. Let's see, I'm trying to get that over here. This chat button.
Yeah, thank you guys. And if you have any questions, whether you're watching now or you're watching after work tonight or down the road, you can always type your questions in the comments. We're going to get notified. We'll come back and answer you. And definitely make sure you have the recipe so you can try. And I'm going to post the wine.com link to the Sagazio Zinfandel so you can pick up the wine, make the recipe, and then feel like you're with us in the kitchen right there at home. So thank you so much, Carmen. This has been really great.
Thank you, Laurie. Had fun cooking with you again.
Always.
Cheers.
Cheers, and thanks Tennessee Beef for all this great information on the nutritional advice as well. You can check me out at thewinecoach.com, and you can check Carmen out at
tnbeef.org.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Almost. Bye.
Bye.